there was the presidential debate last night, the first GOP presidential debate, two debates, actually, the happy hour debate and then the later main event debate. What were your impressions? If you came away and you said, here's the thing that you, my uninitiated friend who didn't watch this stuff, need to know about what happened last night in Cleveland, what would you say?
I don't think I could sum it up into one thing.
Okay, well, that's it then. We don't need to talk any further. No, go ahead. I'll give you two things, no more than two or three.
All right. My first one is this. Donald Trump. Yes, we all love watching a brawler punch people in the face.
Who doesn't?
Right. And especially when you hate the guy who's getting punched. Okay? Eventually, though, we have to start thinking about the guy who's throwing the punches, too. And last night, I'm hoping people saw, hey, you know what? It's great to watch the establishment take it in the nose, but we also need to find a fighter that we believe in beyond how much he hurts other people.
How long is the pugilist honeymoon going to go on here? I mean, at some point, don't people go, hey, you too, Mr. Trump, are a politician, right, and someone ought to punch you in the nose?
Right. At what point does he get to stop holding it against others that they already did what he's doing right now? And also, at what point are people going to accept and admit that beyond his bombast, beyond how outlandish he can get, he says things that just literally don't make sense. I mean, we clipped a video of him where he was talking about Mexico, and this is verbatim. This is the quote. The Mexicans are coming, and they're going to take our jobs, and the Mexicans love me. What? I mean, he's just sort of like, it's like he's just vomiting words out, you know?
Well, maybe it's the Mexicans hear that. The Mexicans are coming, they're going to take our jobs, and then the Mexicans go, that sounds great.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Yes, we love Mr. Trump. I mean, what happens is I think he catches himself gaffing, and then his way to correct is just to say whatever would be the opposite of the thing that he just gaffed. He did that with McCain when, he's like, hey, I prefer the guy that didn't get captured. And then, yeah, he's a hero. And then when everybody guffawed at him, he went, no, he is a hero. Well, you can't just suddenly change it right in the middle and then tell everyone, forget what I said the first time. All that matters is what I said the second time.
Or that after he says it, he goes, and they challenge him on it. They say, well, wait a minute, I believe 2 + 2 is 4. Right. And then he'll go, you see, that's what's wrong with this country. Yeah, right. It's the political correctness.
First of all, this is huge. And I mean, he wants to survive on slogans. And honestly, at this point, I don't know what he's getting out of this. He can't possibly think he has a shot. He can't possibly think he's making the debate better at this point. I think that there might have been some mild way that he could have served the debates or the news coverage. He likes to take sole credit for talking about immigration. Newsflash, Mr. Trump, we've been talking about immigration for quite a while. You did not invent the concept of a wall.
Nobody would be talking about terrorism or the economy or immigration or social issues if I weren't here.
Yes. These things are huge, and nobody would have been talking about them.
He could be a radio host, because radio hosts are always doing that. They're going, I'm the only one talking about the fact that President Obama is asleep at the wheel.
He and Huckabee and a couple of others, I feel like they're just in the running for president business. They want to sell books, or they want to have some new level of notoriety. I mean, it's sort of like when somebody goes on a celebrity roast, right? What do they literally get out of that, I mean, it's just something entertaining to do. But they're doing it because they want people's attention on them to elevate their own, name recognition and people liking them or whatever it is. They get the same thing here. And in fact, not only do they get the same thing here, they get it over and over in the news cycle. And the more outlandish and crazy he gets, the more rabid fans he accumulates, the more news coverage there is, the higher his profile gets.
Well, that's the scary thing about this, because if Donald Trump is, in fact, in the running for president business, I'm afraid that his business is now too big to fail.
If it is, look, not only am I concerned that I'm not too concerned that he would get the nomination. But I am concerned that he would decide the Republican Party didn't treat him fairly, and that he would run. And the thing that I've learned about Trump is he would have no problem at all coming out later and endorsing Hillary. And then when people got on his case about it, he'd be like, look, I endorse who I endorse. This is what I mean. What do you want from me? Like, he would do that. And
In a sick kind of way, though, I sort of admire him. Like, from a business perspective, he's like, I'm not going to give up that chip.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's negotiating power for me that basically says, you better treat me right or I'm going to go third party on you.
Well, and he's already shown that he is somebody who's willing to go to great lengths to control political situations. He's admitted it. Okay. He said he donated tons of money and called in favors. You know, and what I find fascinating about that, when people push back on me on Twitter or anywhere else, when I say, hey, you're the guy who's out there admitting that you were buying people off, you know, the refrain from people who support him is, yeah, at least he's admitting it. I'm like, what kind of rationale is that? That would be like taking the advice of a murderer who confessed, because at least he confessed, right? I mean, you know, at
least he's honest about it.
Yeah, at least he's honest about it. No.
Nobody likes a lying murderer.
That's right. And that's my feelings on Trump. Nobody likes a lying murderer, you know?
And I think that's a good place to end this.
I think that's a great, yeah.
Thank you very much, Ben.
No
Appreciate
problem.
your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.